Hello, Cancer. Welcome. Thank you for being here. This is going to be a general read you may be dealing with. Of course, everything may not resonate, so take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, please check out my wife's channel, Val33 Tarot. She's review as well. Thank you. Alright, let's see what's going on. Why is that significant, Cancer? It's interesting because, hello, by the way, welcome. I haven't sensed this kind of energy or these kind of messages from you or your sign. For some reason, I'm thinking of the movie Fast and the Furious, the very, very first one, where Dom, group of main characters, right? It's a crew. Dom is asking Brian, right? I can't tell if they remember, even though I've seen it. And Dom is asking Brian, like, well, what do you got there? This is when he brings in the Toyota Supra into the garage. And, it was involved in a car wreck. And he's like, what do you got there? He's like, I don't know if you noticed, this is a garage, not a junkyard. Like, why is that significant? And so, of course, in the movie, if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, in the movie, he's like, hey, in other words, he's like, ye of little faith. He's like, pop the hood. Pop the hood. And so they pop the hood, and they're like, no shit. So even though there's a Page of Swords reversed, even though it looks beat to shit, it was what was underneath the hood that they couldn't see on the outside that mattered the most. Then he goes and races a Ferrari. Of course, wins. But anyways, I don't know why that's important, Cancer. Sometimes appearances can be deceiving. So jumping into this. In other words, does it have what it takes or does it not? Can it be repaired, fixed, salvaged, mended, or not? Is it too far gone? Anyways, jumping into this. Don't know exactly what's going on, but that Five of Cups reverse shows up. So clearly, there's something there emotionally speaking that's going on or taking place between the two of you that is just... It almost kind of seems and it feels like it's weird. It almost feels like things are moving forward, but they feel suspended, kind of like suspended animation. For some reason, I don't know why they have chosen to kind of dig their heels in with that Page of Swords reversed. It's kind of like, what are you going to do? You're just going to sit there and kind of twiddle your thumbs and spy? Do a little bit stalking, obsessing, lurking? They're like, yes, absolutely, yes. Okay, so what you're emphasizing is you're going to spy, you're going to lurk, you're going to obsess about Cancer before you approach Cancer in that Five of Cups reversed. It almost kind of looks like at that point looking for a handout, but we'll see where this goes. This is kind of like out of pity. It feels like out of pity. It's kind of like, oh, I'm kind of energetically mopey. I'm not working through something. And so they're kind of using, unfortunately, Cancer, they're using you as a distraction to make themselves feel better. Who's a third party? Goodness gracious. Apparently you're not the only one, Cancer. There's the world. They're like, shit. Okay. Too fast. I guess fast and furious. Maybe that's why the message comes through, Cancer. Too fucking fast, too furious. There's the Five of Swords. So they lose. Okay. There's Justice. Remember the first scene, too? He's like, I almost had you. He's like, you almost had me. You never had your car. It's a good movie. Good movie. Don't matter how close it is. What does he say? Winning is winning. He moves like a cop. I remember all the lines from it. It's a good movie. They try to ask him, like, you a cop? He's prowling like a cop. He's a cop. Well, there's the Ace of Swords. In other words, are you an undercover agent? What is that, Crosswatcher? You're emphasizing, in other words, like Popo, like 5-0, red and blue lights on your tail. As soon as that world card takes place, you're kind of like, shit, they're on to me. So you're hightailing it out of there. In other words, that is you stepping on the gas, like, uh-oh. Okay. So you've been spotted, you've been found out. You're emphasizing, shit, I need to energetically lay low. What? So now you're hiding? Okay. There's a 7 of Swords. There's a 3 of Cups. That's a third party. So what you're emphasizing is you go into hiding, but yet you're still up to that same plan, the same strategy. Ooh, look at you. Look at you. You're kind of like, I have no idea, Crosswatcher. Hello, by the way. Do you not know how this works? How the what? There's a 7 of Cups. You don't know what you want. You're weird. You're emphasizing like anybody. Anybody what? Any takers? Which are, you're like I said, when it comes to that pity and that desperation at the start of this, anybody. To what? You don't know what you want. So what do you mean anybody? You looking for another race or another adrenaline rush? Oh my goodness. Race wars. The Knight of Wands. Maybe Cancer. Maybe they just want an adrenaline rush. My next fix. There's the Tower. Damn. Call that the Wall. No brakes. Drive responsibly. Goodness gracious. You're like, it's fine. I'll figure something out. So you're still in hiding. You're trying to figure out what to do. Thinking, contemplating. There's a 3 of Swords. You don't know what to do. You kind of... You've burnt some bridges. The coffee is making me weird. I'm not going to say it. I get it, Crosswatcher. I do. I get it. At the same time, you're using... How many did I say, Cancer? You're using Cancer and 3 other people. It's the same story. You're using Cancer and 3 other people, and you're saying the same shit, Crosswatcher. I get it. I do. But that is not how you go about business. Ever seen the movie Four Brothers, the film? The pimp at the end of it is like, God damn it, I like the way you do business. Because they bring him like a briefcase of, I forget how much money is in it, but they bring him a briefcase as like a peace offering or an olive branch. Like, hey, don't want no problems. Of course, they were double crossing him, but... It was 4 adopted kids, and an older lady that adopted all of them, and they became a family. There's the devil. They didn't have a home. So the older lady took them in under her wing and gave them a home and gave them that motherly, nurturing, feminine energy, what they never had. So no one fucks with mama. But I'll be honest, Cancer, I'm looking at a womanizer energy. I'm looking at a womanizer. Someone who uses feminine energies to further their own financial progress in life. That is not being a man. I understand everyone's got their highs and their lows with their life, but hopping from one person to the next person to the next person to the next person, looking for a handout and offering nothing, absolutely nothing in return, that's a user and an abuser. And then that devil energy shows up like, it's all I've got. It's kind of like, well, then why would you fuck with all you've got? Whether it's your money, or whether it's your networks, or whether it's people in your life. What you're emphasizing energetically with that is you're already in the hole. And you're still playing games thinking that it's like you can just get away with it, that there won't be any repercussions. If it means that much to you, don't fuck with it. Because you might be, oh my goodness, you might be fucking with other people's shit that it is the same thing. That's all they have for them too. Imagine that. Everyone being like, I'm just trying to survive and eat and have a roof over my head. Aren't we all? And then someone comes around that acts like a snake, looking to steal food off someone else's plate, looking to use other people for their own greed. They say snake tastes like chicken. I want to try it, but Crosswatcher, I would highly suggest reconsidering if the end really justifies the means. Because one minute you may feel and be on top of the world with everything, and the next minute the world might be crushing you. And when it does, depending on how you got to the top of the world, when that wheel turns, are you going to be on the good side of it or the bad side of it? Because that's called karma. And it ain't blind. So who's the sixth party, Crosswatcher? Who's the sixth party? Are we up to 6 or are we up to 5? I can't remember. There's the 10 of Swords. That's that like habitual second nature. There's the 8 of Cups. There's that second habitual nature of like survival. Like go to the next person and it's kind of like fuck. The 5 of Wands. It's become, what you're emphasizing, it's become habit. You just so habitually, ritualistically do it. Like, I can't stop. You depend on what, Crosswatcher? You're supposed to be able to depend on yourself. You using other people is not depending on yourself. I understand that's survival and sometimes it's necessary, but at the same time, it's like, how are you going to ever figure out your own shit if you're constantly codependent and relying on other people to figure out your shit for you, and you're just kind of playing along and going through the motions and following the script? Let's be real. Pretending to have your shit together when you don't. There's the 8 of Swords. Let's be real. Well, there you are, Cancer. Look at that. There's Judgment. Like, yeah, you might need to change something, Crosswatcher. You might need to change something quite a bit. I'd say quite a bit, starting with the mindset. I don't know what that is. For some reason, like your ego and your persona needs to put in check. That's what that energy is. It needs to be put in check. Like check yourself. Check what you're doing. Check how you're treating other people around you. Congratulations, you're financially successful, and at the same time, no one wants to be around you nor be with you. You think it's still worth it? I made it to the top. Now I can't fucking enjoy it with anybody. That is not living the dream, Crosswatcher. That is not living the dream. That's pretending to live the dream when your life feels like a nightmare deep down in the core of your gut. We'll see where this goes, Cancer. Goodbye.